In week 3 of Your Call football, Vadley improvising yet again, finding Kendall Lawrence in the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. As Team Grit moved to 3-0 thanks to a big victory, Solomon Wilcots got the Gatorade bath, 18-15. And what happened after game 3? Well, this is the leaderboard for the series. If you win, you take home $10,000. Chaos McNasty is in the lead right now, barely over T. Alts. Oh, this is coming down to the wire. It's Your Call football, game number 4 here in Jacksonville, Florida. Team Power against Team Grit. And with that, we say hello again. Justin Kutcher alongside Tom Luganbill. And Lugs, this should be a lot of fun. There is a lot of money at stake here tonight for all the gamers out there.
Well, and there's a couple of wrinkles that you might see tonight. We may or may not alert you to them, but pay close attention because now you're starting to get a feel for the plays that you want to call on certain down and distances. We're seeing more scoring off of last week. It was by far the most exciting game that we have had. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the offenses maybe take a bit of a different approach tonight for the finale.
So really the game callers have to be on their game if they want to perform here tonight. Be sure to check and see if you have invitations to head-to-head competitions because they have to be accepted to run. Go to the H2H pending tab in your YCF app. Setting up leagues is the best way to rack up coins. The bigger the league, the more coins you can win. Make sure to create and accept leagues before kickoff. Solomon Wilcots, he is 3-0 coming into this final game. Merrill Hodge, conversely, he's 0-3, and he desperately wants a win.
He's got to get this win. A year ago in the first edition of Your Call football, Merrill Hodge was 4-0. Now on the other side of the ledger, he's got to get the win. He's excited. I talked to him pregame. He's got a good feeling about his football team.
They may be excited. I tell you, I'm excited because there is over $30,000 up for grabs in this game. Don't forget, we pay out each quarter. The winner gets $500. Third place gets $300. The game will get $5,000, $2,500, and $1,000, but the 4-game series, the winner takes home $10,000. And, of course, we have the $1 million perfect game. Nobody's done it yet. Perfect game, it's hard to do. As far as the winners or who's hoping to take home the $10,000, we got a chance to speak to a couple of the leaders earlier tonight.
I love Your Call football because of the immersion of it. It's very similar for the reasons I love college football. You immerse yourself in the culture of it, and it's the same thing with Your Call.
It's been a fun experience. Kind of like Greg said, I'm also a football junkie. I mean, huge NFL football fan. I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is a hardcore college SEC town here.
When I first started doing it, it was just kind of a fun deal, and I didn't expect for myself to have the success that I've had so far. So I think now that I'm to the final game, there's more pressure, but I just got to make sure that I keep kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, kind of keep with my same routine.
My strategy is if you really pay attention, you can really kind of figure out what coaches really like in each of the bundles and what they're trying to get their teams to do. So don't just view each play in a bubble. View it as the full game and kind of what they're having success and what each one is trying to do with their strategy.
Knowing the personnel in the game, knowing which quarterback really helps seeing which quarterback is in the game, and then just playing for 3 weeks. We've been seeing what plays they're running well.
I was joking around with some of the guys earlier. I said, well, I hope the other top 15 are all sick, or they have other arrangements tonight and can't play. For those guys that are out of it, you have a big week today, you can find yourself in the top 3, or even winning a quarter is awesome. So, I mean, you're always in it.
I love it. I love what they have to say. And Greg, he was in a suit. I mean, he's taking this seriously.
Both Greg, Ricky, Ryan, all 3 of them right there, they get it. Don't look at everything through a microscope. Kind of get a sense of the feel of the game, what the coaches are wanting to do. They're giving you clues in their 3-play bundles for you to not only pick with the majority, but make the same call as the coach. And there's going to be some wrinkles tonight with a couple of players that I've got to preview for you. Number 1, Kendall Lawrence. I'm going with 2 running backs tonight. Team Grit, this is an opportunity for them to utilize, for the first time, the Wildcat offense. And Levance Taylor, the other running back for Team Power, could be involved in the direct snap Wildcat offense. Keep in mind, if you are in cover 2 and you only have 5 men in the box, and you direct snap to the tailback, you have an extra blocker because the quarterback or the player subbing for that quarterback is still in the game, and it gives you an advantage to block the point of attack.
And just like that, Levance Taylor is in the backfield as the Wildcat quarterback on first down. The play the fans select, and it's a good play. It goes for 9 yards here on first down. Power won the toss. They elected to start on offense first.
You know, again, this is where you got the double teams at the point of attack. You got good blocks in terms of your angles, and then really nice vision right there for Levance Taylor. And so now coming up, don't be surprised with the draw being successful. That's in the bundle once again. And then what Merril Hoge wants to do, especially if they get ahead of the chains on first down, is he wants to throw the short, controlled passing game, Justin, because those are easy throws to give Katie Humphries, his quarterback, some confidence.
Katie Humphries is there in the shotgun here on 2nd down and 1. There's that quick throw. It's through the hands of Chuck Jacobs, and that's a play and a ball that Chuck Jacobs has to catch.
Well, Chuck Jacobs has got to catch it, but Katie Humphries has got to have a little bit more patience and poise and just hold on to that for a split second longer. He was just a little bit rushed in his attempt, which led to an errant throw. And Merril Hoge, as you see right there, that's an easy pitch and catch. You've got to make that throw, and you call that play, as I mentioned early, so that your quarterback gets into rhythm. He's got to make that throw to get confident.
3rd and 1. Power trying to get that win, as we talked about. You know, the fans playing on the game, they don't care who wins.
No.
Merril Hoge cares who wins.
Personal pride and competitive temperament, there's no doubt about it.
Under center is Humphries. The handoff is to Taylor, and Taylor will get the yardage she needed as he crosses the 45, picks up 2.
Boy, that was really close, because that play is not meant to be a cutback against the grain play right here. It's meant to take it right up and follow that lead back that shuffled. That's a good play call by you, the fans, knowing you're down a distance, knowing that the coaches want to run power run, and the penetration by number 41, Will Smith, probably deterred the back there and forced him to cut back to the left.
And folks, if you'd like to view our broadcast on a larger screen while playing in your app, your best bet is to go to YourCallFootball.com. Your Call Football is committed to delivering, I can't speak tonight, the game with near zero latency for the best possible fan play calling experience. If you have an Apple TV, just click, boom, on the big screen. Katie Humphries. That was nearly picked off. Jumping the route was Tyron Holloway, and that's one that he's going to want to have back.
Well, that's a cover 2 look where the corner is just sitting there waiting for the out route to come right to him, so he jumps it. If Katie Humphries had seen the corner squatting, he would have thrown the go route up the sideline. He just did not read the coverage correctly, and very, very fortunate not to have that ball turned over.
Let me ask you this question. Is it a matter of almost predetermining where you're going with the ball?
I think so, and I think, as I mentioned earlier on the missed slant route, forcing the ball, rushing it a little bit, just settle down a little bit. It's an opening series, but he's got to know when he sees 2 high safeties, 2 safeties at the deep part of the field pre-snap, that coverage isn't changing. He's getting cover 2. That should take him right to his primary target.
2nd down and 10 here for Team Power. Play action. Humphries rolling out to his right. Humphries, he's going to throw this one away by the bench of Team Grit. So 3rd and 10 is coming up here for Team Power. They have not gotten to the 50 yet, so they could still, if they don't get there, use the punt as an option.
I think that we're going to see Team Power pull out of all the stops. If they don't get the first down here, and they get, let's just say, even if they don't get to the 50 or they have an incomplete pass, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it.
Really?
I just think that you talk about the fans not caring who wins, Merril Hoge does. I think he wants to get his team off on a fast track and get some rhythm going with this offense.
So the fans have made the selection. They're about to run this play here on 3rd down and 10 from their own 46.
Now this is a pass play right here. You got the 2 go routes on the outside and the dig route over the middle. This should be a very successful play versus cover 2 here.
But pressure's on Humphries, and Humphries gets sacked, dragged down by D. Brown all the way back at the 34-yard line. A loss of 12 on the sack.
Well, you can't throw the football if you're on your back, and there's just nowhere to go, nowhere to step up within the pocket for K.D. Humphries. They had to look downfield what they wanted. The play call by you, the fans, was a good one. But you've got to be able to block people at the point of attack, and that's been a problem for Team Power throughout the first 3 games as we've headed into our finale here. They have really struggled to block the front 4. Again, no stunting, no blitzing, so it's just one-on-one. Team Grit has given them fits all season long.
Still think he'll go for it?
No.
91% selected punts.
Not after you saw pass protection on the last play.
So what happens here? If you're new to your call football, there are no actual punts. The ball just gets moved 40 yards down the field. And then Team Grit will take over. The ball will be placed at the 26-yard line of Team Grit. It's going to be Trenton Norville in as the quarterback to start this game for Team Grit, something we've seen Solomon Wilcots do in the first 3 games of this series. In the backfield is Khalid Abdullah. On first down, the handoff is to Abdullah up the middle. And Abdullah with a strong run here on first down. Kept those legs moving. He'll get 8.
Fans, you're doing a nice job of kind of picking up on the formations and the personnel groupings when you're seeing 2 backs in the backfield on first down and you see some form of a power or a weak side isolation play. The coach is telling you what he wants you to do. And again, going with the percentages gives you a chance to stay ahead of the chains and get points and coins early.
Again, each quarter pays out $500, $5,000 for the winner of the game, but $10,000 is at stake for the overall series winner. Accumulation of all 4 games. Second down and 2 here for Team Grit. .42% have selected this play. The handoff, Abdullah cuts back, makes another cut, and Abdullah is tackled at the 41. He'll get 7. Bobby Baker able to trip him up.
Again, the run, fullback weak side isolation play. Good block by Vincent Brown, number 63, walling off the penetration and allowing the cutback there for Abdullah. Again, the intent is to run, run, run. If you're Solomon Wilcots and his mentality on offense, until you get off schedule and you see a run in your bundle, that's going to be your safe bet.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's exactly right. And that's true in this league and in every league.
So 1st and 10 now from the 41. They're not listening to you, Lugs. Here's a play action over the middle that's caught there by the tight end, Clayton Wilson. And Wilson is in deep. Team Power territory down to the 31, a 28-yard pickup.
Fans liked what the coaches liked to the run of the football successfully. You come off a play action, take a shot down the middle. You've got cover 2, so that's the perfect play call. It's the tight end going down the middle. He gets it over the linebacker level, splits the 2 safeties. Very, very successful. Now, this is going to be interesting because you're in the red area. You got a little momentum. Maybe you take a shot here on first down.
After a 28-yard play to Clayton Wilson. That's a big play if you called that one. Now at the 31. It's the handoff to Abdullah. And Abdullah is running well here to open up this game.
It's running really well, and the fans, again, really catching on. 58% choosing to run the football in the halfback trap there out of 4 wides and 1 back set. Just a lot of success with this offensive line for Team Grit right now. You know, it's 3, 4, 7 yards a click. And now it just gives you so many more play calling options. If you're the fan or you're Solomon Wilcots and your guys wanting to be on the same page, you get 2, 3, 4 yards a pop, you're in good shape for second down.
Right now, Abdullah is averaging 6 yards per carry, 3 carries, 18 yards. How's that for some quick math?
There you go. Who's doing that for you?
I could do that one, but Ed Speed is really crunching the numbers.
With his abacus?
The fake Lin-Manuel. And there's a false start. We got movement. Let's see if it's going to be encroachment or a false start. It will be a false start against Team Grit. So that play selection.
False start. Offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Our referee is Tracy Jones. That play selection gets nullified. We'll do a new play. It'll be second down and 12. And if you're wondering why we said the fake Lin-Manuel, well, we're going to show everybody on camera later. And we've got the fake Clark Kent up here in the booth. We'll let you decide if those are actually accurate. We think they're spot on.
Are we slap happy here? Or what's going on? We're punch drunk up here.
It could be a new poll question. You never know.
That's
on Twitter.
Right.
Second down and 12. Norville stepping up in the pocket, throws low, and that is caught by Gary Brown. Gary Brown had a big touchdown earlier in this series. Now has a big catch here for 12 on the first down.
Yeah, this is just a nice throw low to the outside. Good clean pocket. Like to see that ball get up a little bit, give your target a chance to make some yardage after the catch, but at least you don't throw the ball inside and risk a batted ball or a potential interception.
It was a nice catch made by Gary Brown.
And a much better start for Trenton Norville than we've seen in the first 3 weeks. He's really struggled in the first quarter to get any momentum, and now they seem to be moving the ball. He seems to be in rhythm a little bit, and that hasn't been the case, and which is why Vad Lee, when he comes into the game later on in the contest, has been such a difference maker.
They're going empty backfield here on 1st and 10 from the 21. Norville, quarterback draw, and Norville gets tackled after a pickup of 2. Will Coleman there on the stop. Second down and 8 will be the next play as we go to 4 minutes left here in this first quarter.
On the tackle, number 40, Reggie Hunter.
Tom Luganbill is surveying the play options.
I am. I see anything that says Wildcat right now. I'm going with it. You've got Abdullah and Kendall Lawrence, both running backs in the ball game at the same time.
Merrill Hodge does not look happy right now as this is the 7th play of the drive for Team Grit. Kendall Lawrence in the backfield. Norville. He's going to step up. Norville thought about throwing. Now he's going to run with it. And Norville gets some positive yards here as he gets tackled by Cortell Jenkins.
It's a smart, heady play there by Norville. A couple of reasons. Number one, you got to have some awareness of where you are on the field. This is scoring territory. You can't take negative plays. You can't force the ball into coverage. And then you fall forward, give yourself a chance to get in a very manageable 3rd down situation. I think this is 2-down territory. I do not see a field goal being an option for Solomon and his ball club. I see 2-run plays back-to-back, considering how well they have pushed Team Power around up front.
Norville was able to scramble for 7 yards on that play to set up 3rd down and 1. And a great start here for Team Grit, not the start that Team Power wanted. 27 rushing yards on this drive thus far. And the hard snap. Was there any movement on the offense, or will this be encroachment against Sidney Omame?
False start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Randall Harris gets called for that penalty, so now instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 6. Is it still 2-down territory at 3rd and 6?
A lot of it depends on what happens here. How close do you get? You know, it could be screen time here. I mean, it could be an option where you get that front rushing up the field and dump it on underneath. See what running back they've got in the game. They've got the right back in the game. That's Kendall Lawrence, number 31. That would be the guy you'd want to get the ball to in a screen game.
There he is, Kendall Lawrence. Went to Missouri, 3rd and 6.
You're going to get him on an option route now to the left side of your screen. He's going to be isolated on the linebacker right there.
There he is making the catch. And Norville says, I got the 1st down. Kendall Lawrence, I got it. 7 yards on that completion.
Good call by the fans. You had two choices in there. You had the screen to Kendall Lawrence or the option route. You took the option route because if you've been paying attention the last couple of weeks, when they get 31 out in space, it is a complete mismatch versus a linebacker that is tasked with matching up with him. That could be a play in some form of formation or personnel grouping in some way, shape, or form of running that on every single play, and there would not be an answer for team power on defense.
We're coming up to a minute to go here in this first quarter. Again, first place pays out 500, 400 for second, 300 for third. On this drive, they're moving the ball, getting that clock running, and here the handoff to Khalid Abdullah. Under a minute, he gets tackled by Bobby Baker. He picks up 4.
Now, I know it's premature, but as you start to see your bundle coming up here, if you see a play with the term belly or belly trick 'em at some point or another, be thinking that. It's not quite close enough. I think Solomon Wilcox would like to get inside maybe the 2 or 3 yard line. But it's coming in your bundle if they can gain maybe 2, 3 yards here.
By the way, Luke's.
Yes, sir.
3/10 of a point separating first and second place, as this is probably the last play of the quarter. Lawrence is in the backfield. Under center is Norville. Lawrence takes the handoff, is able to dance around the defender in the backfield. That was Delvin Simmons, and he gets 2 positive yards to close out the quarter. 0-0, no score here, but we've got 3rd and goal coming up here for Team Grit to start the second. Adidas has returned as the official uniform and apparel provider of Your Call Football. It's only fitting that Adidas, a brand dedicated to driving creativity in sport, is backing one of the most innovative platforms in sports, Your Call Football. And Your Call Football is proud to be partnering with Athletes for Care. Founded by former professional athletes, A4C is uniting athletes as one voice to advocate for research, education, and compassion when addressing important health issues. They're the only nonprofit organization empowering legendary athletes from every sport to use their influence to improve global standards of health, safety, and quality of life. Understanding head impact. It's a major sports storyline. Your Call Football has partnered with an innovative Minneapolis company, Prevent Biometrics, to monitor the impact players' experience in real time. Every YCF player has been outfitted with a custom-fit Impact Monitor mouthguard, helping coaches and trainers gain critical, timely feedback and keep players safe.
Well, here's what's really unique about it. It's going to give us statistical information to validate how much better and safer the game is.
And the first quarter cash prize of $500 is presented by Sealbox, an official partner of Your Call Football and online distributor of the very best in American craft spirits. Well, I said it was close in that first quarter, and it was indeed close. Joel D2 at 33.1 takes home 500. Austin T1 gets second for 400, and Shane W2 will get $300. So those points will add up for the overall game. However, it's a new point system for quarter number 2.
Shane W2 just did his taxes. Look at Teal T. Actually, his name's Ryan. Chaos McNasty, I'm telling you, those 3 there, we spoke to them in our open. They are battling.
Wasn't Chaos in first place entering this 4th game?
Sure
so
was.
Already we've got some changes going on atop the leaderboard. The fans here in Jacksonville playing along as we now have 3rd and goal coming up from the 4 for Team Grit. The 11th play of the drive is coming up. As Trenton Norval is 3 for 3 for 47 yards in the air on this drive.
Yeah, really good start for him and really giving this offense a push. You know, the issue here is if you go with quarterback draw, all right, it's fairly obvious to the defense too what's coming when you're in no back. So you've got to be cognizant of the fact that it looks good on paper, but that front and that linebacking core is probably going to be pinching to the middle pretty heavily.
So here we have 3rd and goal, and it's empty backfield for Norval. He pumps, throws to the end zone, touchdown. Caught in the end zone by Brett Thompson. A 4-yard touchdown pass from Norville to Thompson to open up this quarter.
So here's the beauty of the fake draw. If you look at the dip of Norville's shoulder, right here looks like he's going to take off, and then all of a sudden he just do the little pop pass right behind it. As Brett Thompson, number 88, does a nice job setting it up. All the linebackers' eyes are to the inside because they're calling draw, draw, draw. They're not paying attention to who the people are that they're supposed to be accounting for on the perimeter.
And of course, now you have to go for a 2-point conversion here. Solomon Wilcots put in his big number 93, Roderick Henderson, hoping they call the play. Here comes Roderick back on the field.
There he is. We tried to help you. We told you. If you see belly,
you can't miss it. 3:39.
Make the call. There it is. All right, I like it.
It's like Refrigerator Perry here at Your Call Football. They give him the ball. They go low against him. And when you go low, usually you win. They stuff a Matt Conroy at 218. He gets outweighed by over 100 pounds, and he's able to make the tackle.
Yeah, but maybe Roderick isn't the most gifted of runners. He's a big boy, but we're not seeing a lot of nimble-footed jukes there in a small area of space. And you're right, low man wins. It's a leverage game. Now, with all of that time that was taken off, virtually the entire quarter, Justin, it is imperative that KD Humphries and Team Power here get off to a good start and drive this ball down the field. They cannot afford to be sitting on the sideline and allowing Team Grit, who's 3-0 in this series, to continue to gain momentum with their offense.
How aggressive do you want to be as a play caller now? Are you getting frustrated if you're the offense?
Not just yet. I really don't think you are just yet.
On 1st down, Levance Taylor trying to get away from a tackler. He cannot, as he gets tackled by Draper Riley. A loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, that's your sprint draw, and it's a good call on an early down, but the penetration by Team Grit, keep in mind, their defensive front is so active and so up the field that if you can't block people, you got problems regardless of what play you're calling.
What about a screen?
Well, again, the screen is ideal as well. I think that they've got to get them in the bundles, though, for you guys to have a chance, because there have been very few screen plays in Team Power's bundles for the first 3 weeks, and they've got to do something to slow down this team in red.
2nd down and 14 for Team Power. Silas Redd now in the backfield for Team Power. Humphries is taking the shot down the field. Jacobs is there, makes the catch, and Chuck Jacobs gets tackled inside the 10. A huge play here for Team Power. Goes for 62 yards.
And this is just a quarterback with a nice token fake, getting in rhythm, one hitch, ball's out. He knows he's got the safety in the middle of the field. He's in cover 1, and so it's just mano-y-mano. Can 82 beat 21? And that is the momentum. That is the big play needed to get this offense jump-started for Team Power.
I believe that is the longest play from scrimmage in this 4-game series. 62 yards. So now 1st and goal from the 7 here for Team Power to answer back quickly against Team Grit. Hand off to Taylor. Taylor, nowhere to go. Tackled by Will Smith. And he's going to lose a couple yards on that one.
No, right now there are no answers for Team Power up front. They have not come up with a way to consistently block the point of attack in the run game. So you may be right in your line of thinking and your play call because the percentages are telling you that's the direction to go. But then when you line up and you say, okay, well, now we got to throw it, well, we got to be able to block the edges. And it has not been an easy task for this team in white up front. KD Humphries, where the clock's got to be going off in his head. That ball's got to get out of his hand.
So now it's 2nd and goal from the 9 after losing 2. The fans, they're listening. Get the ball out. They want to pass here. Humphries, back of the end zone, just throws this one away. So 3rd and goal coming up, and you know, I'll throw it out there again to you, to Lugs, is this going to be a situation for Merrill Hodge where field goals aren't going to cut it? Do you have to get in the end zone here?
I don't know if you do, because you were able to drive the ball down there. Team Grit did not make their conversion. I think you could find yourself in pretty good shape if you don't score by choosing a field goal if we get ourselves to 4th down.
9:05 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
So the one thing Team Power does not have that Team Grit does is that running back like Kendall Lawrence that can just isolate linebackers and win one-on-one matchups. They don't have that in their arsenal. So when they're throwing the football in white here for Team Power, they're going to be throwing it to the receivers on the outside.
Chuck Jacobs on the outside. Humphries over the middle. It's incomplete. Was intended for Anthony Eziakune. So now 4th and goal coming up, and here's what we're looking at right now. We'll see if a field goal is an option.
Now, to your point, Justin, one of the things you've got to be thinking ahead about is when Vadli comes into the game, Team Power has not handled that well. So you may be right in your thinking that, you know what, we got to try and get this ball in the end zone. I suspect right now Merrill Hodge wants points and is hoping you as fans call the field goal, but that's another thing to look forward to with Vadli because they haven't had an answer to him either.
Chuck Jacobs, made that catch for 62 yards. The fans have made their call. And Josh Gable is coming on for a field goal. A 26-yard attempt for Gable.
I like this call. Now, you know, had the circumstances been different, had Team Grit made their conversion and Team Power had to really drive the ball down and, you know, take up a bunch of time on the clock, it would be a different set of circumstances.
Gable from 26 to cut the lead in half. And he does just that. So it's now a 6-3 ball game, thanks to that huge play by KD Humphries to Chuck Jacobs. And the question now will be, can this Team Power defense stop the offense of Team Grit? Remember that drive that Team Grit had, their first drive of the game, ate up almost the entire first quarter. A quick look at the leaderboards. Again, we're watching 2 leaderboards here, really 3. The Grill Master right now leads, but the overall, look at this, by 0.2 of a point, separates 1st and 2nd for $10,000. Eli Jenkins is in now at quarterback for Team Grit. He is the 3rd-string quarterback, and he's going to be a receiver here as Kendall Lawrence is in the Wildcat. And Lawrence started right, cuts back, and Lawrence is able to get up to the 38, gets 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Willie Mays with a tackle.
I would go back if I'm calling offense here and I've got Kendall Lawrence as a weapon, I would get to anything that isolates him. You know, utilize him in the passing game. I think would really give you an excellent opportunity to get positive yardage, and it doesn't matter what set you do it out of. Now, there was an interesting plays there in the bundle, and the one is the shovel pass to the slot coming underneath. See if you guys decided to go with that, and you didn't. So you haven't been familiar with that Bearcat shovel, and I don't blame you. The running back's going to be coming out of the backfield here.
Jenkins, his first pass in your call football, scrambling on the run, throws over the head of Lawrence out of bounds. Eli Jenkins out of Birmingham, Alabama, went to Jacksonville State. 3rd and 7 here now for Team Grit, and we saw them convert some long plays on the opening drive. Team Power's got to buckle down right now.
Yeah, and Eli Jenkins is an interesting guy. They had just signed him to the league 2 weeks ago, so he hasn't really had a chance to, you know, he missed the training camp, he missed the first 2 weeks, so there really hasn't been a push or a need to play him just because he hasn't been ready yet, but they wanted to get him some turns. He is athletic, he can make the throws, he can run the football as well. And you're right, this is a huge, by choosing to go for the field goal if you're Team Power, this is a big defensive play for you if you're in white.
On 3rd and 7. A whistle, a flag, and it's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 63, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So I want to throw a question out there, or even a topic, but after the great drive by Trenton Norville to open up this series.
Why take him out?
Take him out. Is that the comfort level because of VAD League? You know him, you know you've got him coming in as a closer?
It's got to be, but I think there's also risk in the unknown of Eli Jenkins, who hasn't played, hasn't been with you. Trenton Norville's playing pretty good. He hadn't done that in the early going in the previous 3 weeks, so now you're disturbing a little bit of that momentum, and let's just see if it backfires on him, because now you get a penalty, you're in 3rd and long, you haven't crossed the 50. Team Power could be in great shape here with very little time having gone off the clock.
Briante Dunn is now the tailback as he motions to the slot. Jenkins, pressure coming. Jenkins gets taken down from behind by Willie Mays. And that's going to be a loss of 5 on the sack by Mays, so it does come back to backfire against Team Grit.
Yeah, they just didn't block the edge here. Jenkins does a nice job of trying to flush the pocket, but it is bearing down on him and nowhere to go with the football. And again, that's inexperience, not having played an awful lot. And when you haven't played a bunch at the quarterback position, one thing you really need is to be securely protected, and didn't have a lot of that on that drive for Eli Jenkins.
And now if you're Team Power, you have to kind of take advantage of the opportunity that's just been presented in front of you. You're able to make the stop on defense. They went with their 3rd-string quarterback against you. After the starter in this game got off to such a great start, the fans, 89% elected punt. I still wonder about those other 11%. I'm still waiting for a punt of 100% by the fans.
Maybe they're over at Manifest Distillery and their judgment's clouded.
Maybe they had the Tom Lugan bill. It'll start at the 32-yard line here for Team Power. This 2nd quarter, what do you know? Close again. 0.3 of a point separating 1st and 2nd place. On 1st down, Levance Taylor slips. He goes down, and Levance Taylor will lose 2 on that play. His feet just slipped out from under him.
Yeah, this is one of the few times on the sprint draw where they actually have it blocked somewhat well. And if he keeps his feet, I think he kind of squirts out the gate there. The power streak tight end dig. That is a play that Merrill really likes. He thinks that the tight end is a great option. You've got the 2 outside receivers clearing out. He likes the tight end over the middle of the field. But again, can Team Power block this defensive front of Team Grit that's been a problem this entire 1st half?
2nd down and 12. Humphreys again going deep down the sideline to Jacobs. There is a flag, and another flag comes flying in. Chuck Jacobs was going up against Quay Cox. And if this is pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27. Automatic 1st down at the spot.
And that's what we call the classic arm bar. You're using your bar and you're stiff arming versus the receiver. You're going to notice to the left of your screen right here, and you're going to impede the receiver's ability. 27, the arm of 27 locked up with Jacobs there, 82. And Quay Cox, pretty good coverage, just impeding the ability to go out with 2 hands and catch that football. That's a good call by the officials.
And this is NFL rules, so that pass interference is the spot of the foul. It's going to be a 33-yard penalty. So the two big plays have been passes to Chuck Jacobs down the sideline. One time a completion went for 62. This penalty goes for 33.
Yeah, that's hey, get the chunk of yardage any way you can, right?
You just want to win the game. From Grits 37, Humphries throws high, nice catch, pulled in by B.J. Bunn. And the forward progress, it will be a first down, 12 yards for B.J. Bunn.
B.J. Bunn going up and get it. You see the eyes of Katie Humphries surveying from left to his right. Good catch. Now Team Power in rhythm here. After, you know, hey, listen, got a penalty, you get a big play on the previous series. You're moving the ball now, you're in plus territory, you got a lot going for you.
At the 25-yard line. Merrill Hodge said they're going to be using Katie Humphries pretty much the entire game at quarterback. We could see some wildcat.
They're going to snap the ball right now.
Yep. Direct snap to Levance Taylor, who cuts it back. Taylor looking for a block. Wow, the tackle up around the head by Jaquez Bryant. It's going to be a 5-yard run for Taylor, and he's looking for a penalty.
Well, Katie Humphries has got to stick his head in there. If he makes that block, Levance Taylor turns the corner. You're going to see right here to the left of your screen. Get up and make that block, right to make that block, and he's now one-on-one on the perimeter there.
No horse collar tackle on that one.
Technically, the definition of the horse collar is the player has to fall backwards, directly backwards, back onto his heels for it to be a horse collar penalty.
Second down and 5. Humphries has time, taking a shot to the end zone. Nice adjustment, caught by B.J. Bunn for the touchdown. 20-yard pass from Humphries to Bunn, and guess what? Team Power is in the lead.
The indefensible throw. It ends up being somewhat of a back shoulder, but the target is shorter than the corner, which you don't usually see. And the ball's positioned really well with the back to the defender, 21. Tyron Holloway, there's no way for him to defend that because of where the ball was thrown. If that ball's thrown upfield, you either run you out of bounds or the ball's tipped or defended by the defender. Well thrown ball there by Katie Humphries.
Give a lot of credit, too, to Bunn. The adjustment he made?
Yes, outstanding. He got his eyes back and made some adjustments while the ball was in the air.
Back-to-back scoring drives here for Team Power, now trying to capitalize with a 2-point conversion. Humphries. Back of the end zone, caught again by Bunn. Climbing the ladder to get it.
What I said in the first series about Katie Humphries being a little bit more patient, maybe just hold on to the ball for a split second longer, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because if he throws that now, it's not there. He's got to wait for the second window and give Bunn a chance to get to the back end line right there. That ball is one that could not have been thrown initially. So he doesn't like the slant to his left. He comes back, kind of settles back a little bit. And you know, quarterbacks nowadays, they got to be able to change arm angles. They got to be able to throw off balance. Things aren't always going to be perfect.
Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the game now. You're getting rushed from so many different angles, and not everybody's 6'4" anymore. And you got to find ways to get the ball out.
All right, so let's see who's in there at quarterback on this series. It's going to be Trenton Norville back in at quarterback here for Team Grit with Briante Dunn in the backfield. Norville had that great opening drive here on first down. Throws, and that one's almost picked off. Good anticipation by Marvin Hart as it was intended for KJ May.
Yeah, and both of these quarterbacks, because we saw that happen, the exact same thing happened to Katie Humphries for Team Power in the first series, that they've got to be aware that if you're going to throw the inside option route, it's got to be thrown now, because the corner is going to come try and jump in front of it the longer it takes to develop. That's got to be a timing throw to your slot. And again, the pre-snap of where to go with the football for Trenton Norval should be told to him by the location of the safeties, and that coverage will then lock in.
That was the first incompletion by Norval. Opened the game 4 for 4 for 51 yards on that first drive. On 2nd down and 10, pressure coming. Norval able to step up, a wobbling ball down the sideline, and it's broken up. What a play. C.J. Moore. I beg your pardon. C.J. Moore was sitting there like he was the receiver.
He really was.
So open. It was a great play by Chris Huber.
Long 3rd and 10 here.
Back-to-back incompletions for Norval. Again, Solomon Wilcox decided to change things up on that second series and go with Eli Jenkins after the great start by Norval. On 3rd and 10, the pass again. It was read correctly by Marvin Hart, intended for TJ Martin. And so now 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Trenton Norval's just not seeing it. That's cover 2 with a squat corner that's defending that area of the field. And that's just not where you want to go with the football.
3 incompletions in a row. They're at their own 35. Do we get 100% for the punt?
Please tell me we do.
I'm going to say it's going to be 94.
Ooh.
Prove me wrong. Ooh, gosh.
Jeez.
86.
Come on, guys.
You know
Come
what?
on.
The people who did not choose punt should lose more points. We'll move the ball down 40 yards, and Team Power will take over at the 25-yard line. If you're wearing those pants, I hope you chose punt. .403 to play. Team Power trying to score on 3 consecutive drives. And that would create some separation as they would go into the locker room for the second half. And obviously, Vad Lee's going to come out as the quarterback.
I hope this team for Power goes 4 verticals here. I think there's another. You got cover 2. You've got the running back going down the middle of the field. If you can block this play should not be able to be defended.
Humphreys throws over the middle. It's caught by Blake Mack. And Mack will get tackled as he went to the ground. Tackle at the 44-yard line. Picks up 19. Pierre Tucker is there for the tackle.
Well, they didn't quite block it, but Katie Humphreys was able to keep his eyes downfield under duress and still make the throw. Unfortunately, not make the throw to allow him to continue momentum.
But remember what you had just said about not everything's going to be perfect in the pocket.
Right.
And he made a throw kind of 3/4 almost sidearm.
Yeah, and what I liked about it, too, is when he was getting rushed, he kept both hands on the ball to avoid any hands coming in and swiping back at it.
Now at the 44-yard line, leading by 5. Humphreys opened this game 1 for 6 since. He's 3 for 3, and don't forget that long pass interference as well. The handoff. And that's Silas Redd on the carry. He'll get 2. I'm thinking right now that if I'm Merrill Hodge, I want at least 3 points on this drive. If you're playing at home on the app and you're dead 900, you hope this continues as he leads right now by 2. The overall game leader, Coy Coffey, 0.5 of a point. I love how close it is. And then how about for the series? It is just about 3 points difference.
Chaos is back.
McNasty is back
He's
in
back.
the lead.
Where'd my man TLT go? AKA Ryan.
You mean the one I keep on calling T-Alt?
Yeah, T-Alt.
Yeah. Humphreys. Low throw, incomplete to the tight end, Brandon Cottom. 3rd and 8 coming up here for Team Power.
Yeah, Humphreys just lost his feet there within the pocket and took all the momentum and power off of the football. Again, 4 verticals. There it is. There's the bundle. Now, you got 2 versions of it here. The running back, the A seam, either way, you're going to get, I believe, cover 2 right here. If they can block it, it's not defendable in this coverage.
Would you, which one of those verticals would you rather see?
I would rather see the one with the back, because the back can be a quick dump off if you're struggling to protect up front and you don't have time to get the ball vertically downfield.
Well, guess what? It's neither. Humphreys to Taylor out of the backfield, and Taylor gets tackled by Will Smith. That's a good tackle right there. It's a pickup of 3. So 4th and 5 will be coming up.
To be honest with you, it wasn't a good tackle, because if they let the ball get past the 50-yard line, then it's 4th down.
Yeah.
Now, and punt wouldn't be an option.
With a lead. This one I'm not going to say needs to be 100% for the punt.
No, I don't think it needs to be 100% for the punt. But you are taking momentum into the locker room. Even if you punt right here, you're outplaying Team Grit in the second quarter. The first quarter was all Team Grit.
73% want to play it safe. Let me get the automatic points, move them down the field, and make them go essentially the length of the field here to open up or to try to get points on the board before this half comes to a close. It's going to be all the way down to the 11-yard line.
I think the thing that stands out to me, you know, after the first 3 weeks, now that we're in week 4, is the fans have become really savvy in terms of knowing the tendencies and what the coaches would like to do, but then maybe most importantly, understanding schematically what beats what. If I'm going to get this coverage and these plays are in my bundles, this is what I need to start leaning towards. And fans done a really, really good job of that.
So how impressed are you with the evolution of the play calling by the fans?
I'm impressed that they have kind of followed the bouncing ball in the sense of understanding percentages, understanding that what is a heavy rundown and what are the percentages that weigh in your favor. You know, what is a down where you really want to take a shot because of the area of the field. They seem to understand a little bit better about the nuances of how to call a play.
Eli Jenkins is back in at quarterback. Jenkins will tuck and run with it. And there is the athleticism of Eli Jenkins as he gets 14 yards on first down to move the ball down the field. Team Grit still has both their timeouts remaining here.
And I think this is why they like Jenkins. They wish they would have had him for a longer period of time, as he's got this element just like Vad Lee does. He can create and extend on his own, so the play doesn't have to be perfect. You're now moving the chains. You got about a minute and a half to go.
Team Grit has called a timeout to stop the clock at 1:33. It's 1/10 of a point separating first and second place for the quarter.
Nickel 31. Hey, be smart. If you can get out of bounds, if you can catch it, run, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. Just think, okay? Just get the clock stopped. We want to save our one timeout. Hey, Kendall, get what you can. If you get out of bounds, stop the clock for us, okay?
So now, when you listen to Solomon Wilcots there, think about what are the plays in the bundle that would get the ball to the sideline. All right, where do you don't want to throw the ball over the middle here. We don't want to burn that timeout right now. All right, so do we have comebacks? You've heard me say in the previous weeks, when Vad Lee's the quarterback and you see a bundle with comebacks in it, that's one of his best throws. So anything that's going to take the ball outside, the 5-wide play in this bundle is probably going to be your best bet, because you have the hitch route, you've got the corner route, you've got the option route that can take you to the outside. So pretty safe bets that can get you to the sideline to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
They have reset the clock to 1:37. Jenkins throws on the slant high to Kendall Lawrence. Incomplete. We'll stop the clock at 1:34.
Yeah, Jenkins having to throw with people in his face, and the ball ends up being high. But I don't like the call here. If you want to preserve that timeout, you can't throw the football over the middle and expect the clock to be stopped without calling a timeout.
Second and 10 from the 25. And again, that's not another reason why you do choose punts on that possession for Team Power.
Sure.
Because they have to go a long way to get some points here.
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins, pressure coming, trying to escape it, still on his feet, and finally goes down. He's going to get a yard on that. Cortel Jenkins brings him down. And Team Grit called the timeout. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised they called the timeout.
Yeah, I am too.
I thought maybe it'd be Team Power calling the timeout to get the ball back, but interesting.
Again, if I right now, all right, the timeout's gone. All right. So what do I want to do? I want to get my best player isolated on Team Power's worst player. Well, who has that been as we've talked throughout the first half?
A running back on a linebacker.
The running back on the linebacker. So if you're going to see any type of bundle where you've got the option route by the back coming out of the backfield, that's going to be a great opportunity for you to convert and get positive yardage and get yourself a fresh set of downs.
It's one of the options for you. Third and 9 coming up here for Team Grit, trailing by 5 with 1:26 to go. And 73% of you are listening to Tom Luginbill. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Hey, got to give the people what they want, Justin.
Let's see if Eli Jenkins can capitalize.
All right, you're going to get a linebacker here matched up. It is perfect. This is exactly, oh, it's over.
Right there, and it's dropped by Kendall Lawrence.
Oh,
and
no.
with that drop, 1:22 remaining, a punt is likely coming up here.
Poor Reggie Hunter is he's in no man's land. He has no chance of matching up there, and what a shame and a missed opportunity, but good for you, fans. You saw it, you isolated it. Now, that's the one thing that I think is great for the fans involved in Your Call Football is everybody's a great play caller when the players execute it. See, that's why I try to remind everybody all the time. Coaches don't have any eligibility left. Everybody with the marker last is always going to win. But then when you actually call the play's got to be executed.
Well, there are 2 timeouts remaining now for Team Power after the punt. So those incomplete passes, those missed opportunities by Team Grit have given Team Power another chance as they will start at the 34-yard line. This is an eternity.
Well, I'm going to tell you again, I think we're going to be in cover 2 right here. I want to go 4 verticals with VA, which is your single back, down the middle of the field. And if you get pressure, if you get rushed, that's the guy that you can dump it to.
Humphreys over the middle to the running back Taylor, and it's incomplete. He had him.
Execution. See, you got him. You got 21 lined up on a linebacker. He cannot cover him. Boomer Mays on Levance Taylor. That's not apples and apples right there.
Katie Humphreys is now 5 of 12 for 116 yards, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Looking over at the Team Grit sideline, and I see the guy they want to call Superman, Vad Lee, warming up, the closer. Humphreys going down the sideline again to Jacobs. He completes it again. Chuck Jacobs has been his target. He is taken down at the 20-yard line. A 46-yard completion. That has been their go-to play.
Again, it starts with pass protection. The eyes of Katie Humphreys steering safety coverage to the right so he can come back with his one-on-one isolation down the sideline. And that has been a go-to mismatch on the perimeter for Team Power. Big 82 has won those matchups here tonight.
Team Power took a timeout to stop the clock at 1:07. And that play has changed the quarter leaderboard. Dylan M7 has a 7/10 point lead over LM Football Fan. And Tarbear is in third right now with 3/10 of a point ahead of fourth place. Oh, man.
Look at that.
$500 for first place in the quarter, $400 for second, $300 for third. A Chiefs fan here in Jaguar territory?
I venture to say many a newly minted Chiefs fan is actually a Patrick Mahomes fan.
I think you're probably correct.
I know I am.
1st and 10 from the 20. 1:07 to go, one timeout remaining. Does this give you the option of, and don't forget, you can spike the ball under a minute.
Yep.
So the playbook should be open. Humphries, he's going to throw it away. 5 seconds came off the clock.
You know, they've had success on the downfield back shoulder throw. It may be a time for Katie Humphries. That's been a nice throw for him to get that ball out. And in fact, where they're at right now, 4 verticals A seam. If he's patient and takes it to the running back, it could be a touchdown.
His target on those back shoulder throws has been B.J. Bunn, number 6. Down the far sideline, the target's been Chuck Jacobs. They're playing with a couple of their star receivers out, Carell Hamilton and Jordan Reed. Humphries gets hit as he throws, and it's low, looking for Jacobs. And one of the things right now when you're thinking about what to call, you got to make sure you still get yourself 3 points here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about it. One timeout left there for Team Power, and you know, it's again, the shots to the end zone I don't have a problem with as long as they're thrown properly, because you either catch it for a touchdown or the clock is stopped inside 1 minute here if it's incomplete, correct? So you don't have a lot of risk if you're taking shots to the outside, which has been successful for you here in the second quarter.
LaVance Taylor in the backfield. 54% want this play. Humphries forced out of the pocket, on the run, throws to the sideline. Bunn, was he able to get 2 feet down? He is, and he makes the catch. He's going to get 6 yards here. He needed 10.
It's a nice job here by Bunn coming back to the football, having some sideline awareness.
I don't think he got 2 feet down.
Yeah, it's tough. He gets aided by the official there right in front of our camera.
It's not reviewable, but
what we don't
college,
know won't
it's
hurt
good.
us.
NFL, no bueno.
Let's see where this angle should give us a pretty good look. All right. Caught and secured one
foot's
foot.
up in the air.
There's 1 foot. So does he get the second one down? No.
So now 81% want the field goal by Josh Gable.
81%. Why is everybody so afraid to kick field goals?
This will be a 31-yard attempt.
These are the moments you're supposed to love kickers. They're very few and far between.
31-yard attempt. He hit from 26 earlier. And this to give his team an 8-point lead. And that is no good. He hooks it from 31. All that for nothing for Team Power. And with 45 seconds left, Team Grit will get the ball. Man, A missed opportunity for Team Power trying to get their first win here of the 4-game series.
And that's a chip shot. You cannot miss that. To be able to take points, let the clock roll down a little bit, get into the locker room, regroup.
And it's a quick locker room trip because halftime's about 5 minutes long.
That's right.
No timeouts remaining here for Team Grit. Trenton Norval is back in at quarterback. %42% have selected this play. Play action. Norval throwing, completing to Brett Thompson, and Thompson's able to get out of bounds as he's out at the 40, a 20-yard completion.
Good action in the backfield right here. And this is really good patience by Norval, too, making the most out of what's probably going to be his last opportunity in the completion to tight end Brett Thompson. Number 88 is Vadley likely to start the second half, which has been a whole momentum shift. And lo and behold, the option route to the running back is in the series of plays. 37 seconds. You don't have to have a timeout here. If he makes the right cut to the sideline and you make the completion, he's going to be able to gain yards and get out of bounds.
So Lawrence lines up outside as the receiver.
They're going to get what they want here.
Norval over the middle to Gary Brown. Brown trying to get out. He's going to get some more yards and then step out at the 49-yard line. He'll get 9, stop the clock with 30 seconds.
Plenty of time here. Again, the slot isolated on a linebacker. That's not a high percentage play defensively, so you got to take what you can get and get out of bounds. Good execution there and good awareness by the offense.
And they're going to actually give him the first down. They got the distance to the 50.
So we are in 4-down territory now. I'm hoping the fans have chosen 5 verticals. I'm counting on them. All right. Cover 2. If you protect it and it's thrown right, you can't defend it.
Pressure coming. Norval has to get rid of it. There was no one there.
The operative phrase, if you protect it. Boy, O.J. Mao, number 98 off the edge, just came barreling down on Trenton Norval.
Could that have been intentional grounding?
Possibly, yeah. It looked like there was a lot of targets way downfield. Certainly wasn't outside of the pocket. I think the ball traveled so far that it was, had the ball gone straight down, then yeah.
Second down and 10.
Get yourself 15 yards here to the sideline. Get your field goal unit on and just attempt a long one. Let's see what can happen here.
Play action again. Norval incomplete, and a flag is thrown as Norval goes down. Torrey Dale threw him down. The penalty flag is back to the 38.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 49. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It's unbelievable.
Get 15 yards. That's all you need. I didn't tell you how you had to get it.
The clock is stopped as well.
Yep.
So 22 seconds to go with the ball at the 35-yard line. Here in this 4th and final game of the series, we've got some new gamers playing. Geo 1313, he's already yelling at his phone. He's hooked.
Hey, that was a little ticky-tack for my taste right there, looking at the replays.
And that's a quarterback speaking right there.
So, yeah, I'm not a proponent of all this nonsense.
Well, this is a golden opportunity here for Team Grit. From the 35. Norval Over the middle, completes it to May. May makes a cutback move, gets hit from behind, loses the ball. Power recovers it. Team Grit saying he was down. I don't think he was.
I don't think he was down either, Justin. The problem is the clock was going to run out on him anyway. When you have no timeouts left, you can't make that catch and then make that cut back to the inside. That ball is out.
Clearly a fumble.
Clearly.
And it's recovered by Torrey Dale, who just had that penalty against him for roughing the passer.
Yeah, Cortell Jenkins, 92, the guy dislodging the football there. But again, the awareness of knowing you've got no timeouts left, 21 seconds, you throw a ball over the middle and cut back towards the middle, you're going to run out of time and not have enough to get your field goal unit ready to roll.
The clock has 11 seconds on it. The penalty doesn't come back to hurt Team Power here. The fans want big points here to close out the half.
I don't blame them.
Humphreys. That looked to skip. It's going to be an incomplete pass with 5 seconds. And this quarter is, again, like every other quarter, pretty close. However, it's actually now a 5-point lead, which is one of the biggest leads we've seen for a quarter.
Tar Bear.
Yeah. Tar Bear is tearing it up with 1 play left.
There's your leaderboard for the quarters.
Close between second and third, and a tie right now for third. The Blitz Guru. 5 seconds remaining here in this quarter, in the half. Humphreys throws to Jacobs, makes the catch, and Jacobs will be tackled inbounds to end the quarter. However, he does get 18 yards on the play, which certainly could have an impact on the final scoring of this second quarter. But 11-6, Team Power leading. We'll have to wonder, will the missed field goal come back to hurt Team Power? They lead here by 5. Justin Kutcher alongside Tom Luganville back here in Jacksonville. Yep. And again, that missed field goal was from 31 yards.
Sure.
However, Team Grit could not capitalize.
Yeah, they couldn't capitalize, and they just seemed to be out of rhythm. They started off so fast in the first quarter and then just dominated, really one possession for Team Power in the entire first quarter. But then the second quarter, all Team Power and the missed opportunity. But this is the first time we've seen Team Power go into the locker room with the lead, with momentum, and actually probably having the edge. But they have to defend Vad Lee coming out of halftime.
We already saw Vad Lee warming up to get ready for that second half. And Vad Lee, he has deemed himself the closer, but the opener and maybe the closer as well for this Power team is Katie Humphreys. And Katie, what did you see in that first quarter, the second quarter, and those shots down the sideline to Chuck Jacobs?
You know, coming out to this game, you know, I just wanted to trust my guys up front, trust my guys out wide. Man, those guys are doing a tremendous job up front and out wide. So, man, I'm just putting the ball up there, and those guys are making the plays.
You know, from your comfort level and you're seeing these plays come in, if you sat there and said to yourself, hey, man, I want to throw this route, what do you feel most confident in right now in the passing game?
Man, right now you see we taking those verticals, man. You know, we stressed them a lot this week in practice, really the last couple of weeks. And now, man, everything's just starting to come together, and it's showing tonight.
All right, Katie, one last question for you as you get ready for the second half. What do you want the fans to call more of in the third and fourth quarter?
Let's get more of that 28 power max. Let's go X and Z verticals, and let's chunk it down the field.
Max protection.
Sounds good. Katie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you all.
All right, so you have you heard from him himself. Those are the plays he wants. Halftime here, 11-6, Team Power leading. Tonight, Your Call football players are under the watchful eye of Dr. Kevin Kaplan and Dr. Colin Lacroix of the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. JOI has stepped in as the official sports medicine provider of Your Call football, providing the best in athletic training needs. JOI is a partner to all of Jacksonville's top sports organizations, including the Jacksonville Jaguars and now Your Call football. And one of the places that we have gotten to know very, very well during our time here in Jacksonville is Manifest Distilling, the award-winning distiller of some of the best craft spirits you will ever taste. If you're in Northeast Florida, you owe it to yourself to visit the Manifest Tasting Room at 960 East Forsyth, which is open daily. You can also get your favorite Manifest products shipped directly to you from sealbox.com. Manifest Distilling, where will your journey take you? You may get a picture as well.
That's right.
As we're now joined on the field by Brett Thompson. Brett, you guys are actually trailing here as we go into halftime. It's not exactly familiar territory. What do you have to do to get the lead back and go 4-0?
You know, just keep doing what we've been practicing all week. Just go out there, give great effort. We got a great group of guys, and we're just going to go out there and play hard second half.
You know, Brett, you had a really strong start in the first quarter, sputtered a bit there in the second quarter, and now, of course, Vad Lee will be starting the third quarter. What type of injection of enthusiasm does that give this football team?
You know, Vad definitely gives us a spark, making plays with his feet as well as with his arm. He's a great leader in the huddle as well. So, you know, it gives us a great boost of confidence with him coming out here in the second half.
And, Brett, one last question. We asked this to Katie Humphries. If you can tell the fans at home what plays to call, what do you want more of?
You know, I love the stick nod down there on the goal line. That was great. That was a great call by them. And, you know, anything where we're throwing the ball down the field, you know, I love that. So we can keep that up.
All right, sounds good. Brett, thanks for joining us. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
11-6 here at the half. A look at the leaderboards. The quarter leaders, Tar Bear. That's like a blowout right now, but the Blitz Guru moved up to second place to win 400. Jim W2 got third place.
My tax guy.
Yeah. And then the game leaders, Tar Bear, another big lead. A chance to take home $5,000 if you win the game. $2,500 for second, $1,000 for third, but this is the big one for $10,000. Chaos McNasty. Big lead over Tot Grillmaster. And beat Tom's 41 is in place right now for $2,500. It's $10,000, $5,000, $2,500 for the four-game series. A lot of money at stake here in the final two quarters.
Tot Grillmaster just kind of seems to be lingering around. Have you noticed that on whether it's a quarter leaderboard, whether it's the half, whether it's for the big money at the end, he's lingering around, and things can change in a blink of an eye. You can be out of it one quarter and win the next quarter.
Well, these teams will get ready. We heard from Brett Thompson about what Vad Lee means to his team. It's a 5-point game. And Team Grit will start with the ball here in this third quarter. Vad Lee, a new dad, had a baby daughter earlier this week. Congratulations to Vad and his family.
The baby was about 3 weeks overdue.
Yeah. I'm sure his wife was very happy about that.
Yeah.
That's when you say, how are those 9 months? You mean 10?
Yeah, right.
Again, here in Your Call football, no kickoffs. We start at the 35-yard line. We heard what the guys want. Brett Thompson, I love those deep balls. Keep on calling them.
I love the low percentage plays, as long as they're coming my way.
You know why? Because he says if you throw them my way, it's not low percentage.
There you go.
Look at Vad Lee. Played at James Madison out of Durham, North Carolina. Khalid Abdullah to start this quarter in the backfield, takes the handoff. Abdullah, a strong run straight up the gut. He'll get 6 up to the 41.
I bet you if you are calling plays and Team Grit's on offense and it's first down, I bet you our fans are in the 80% of being correct with their call.
Well, now on 2nd down and 4, Khalid Abdullah has carried the ball 5 times for 28 yards. Abdullah is going to go out here on 2nd down. Kendall Lawrence comes in.
Well, there's your feature back. You're going to have, if we can get some downfield vertical throws and then the back swinging out, it gives you a chance. I don't think that's what we're going to have right here. You're going to see a short underneath passing game.
Vad Lee having to spin away from some trouble, and he's going to slide. It looks like he'll get a yard or 2.
This is what he does. He avoids negative plays with his feet. So while that looks like a broken play, all right, you just gained 2 yards. It should have been -5 or 6.
3rd and 2. Now, Solomon Wilcots, his team did trail late in the game last week, and they were able to steal a victory against Team Power.
That thing came down to the wire, and really the difference was 2 personal foul penalties that got one team back in it and cost that team the game.
Empty backfield here for Lee. And there's the movement. False start again against Team Grit.
False start, offense, number 61, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's the 4th false start against Team Grit in this game.
Well, that changes your mentality now in terms of what you're trying to do to get the line to gain. Now it's 3rd and 8, almost 3rd and 9. All right, see the comeback route there with the halfback option? That's what I'm going with. That's going to give Vad Lee 2 of his favorite throws. The comeback to the outside, all right, and then the isolation throw to Kendall Lawrence, number 31, which is a mismatch as we've talked about all night long here, versus the linebacker.
And there is Lawrence in the backfield to the left of Vad Lee. Lee goes to his tailback, and it's nearly picked off. Eric Beazle, the captain, he was right there. He can't believe he just missed that.
You know, Eric Beazle's funny here because he kind of cheats. He's responsible for taking that tight end, 86, up the seam, but he knows that back's coming underneath. So he waits and gambles, and it pays off.
Could have paid off even bigger.
Oh, big time.
The fans are going to choose a punt. I know the majority of them will. 90%. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 23 for Team Power.
That's a good lesson for Vad Lee there. If we get the 4 and 5 verticals again and you have the back, you need to take a longer look or stick with the seam route or the go route a little bit longer, because if those linebackers are trying to jump the running back and give their other linebacker help, you're going to have some open targets down the field. Run, run, run.
Run, run, run for a former running back and Merrill Hodge. Team Power up by 5, their first drive of this 3rd quarter. Josh Robinson, the tailback here for Team Power. Robinson takes the handoff. Robinson has a hole. He's still going. That's a good second effort there by Robinson, who will get 11 on 1st down.
It's one of the few run plays that we've seen executed very well by this Power offensive line. Again, in the first half, they were just really struggling to block those red jerseys. What a great start on the ground there for Team Power.
Robinson 5'8", 217. If you're looking at missed opportunities, a missed field goal for Team Power in that 2nd quarter could have made it an 8-point game. A missed opportunity by Eric Beazle on an interception opportunity. Humphries throwing off the back foot right over the middle, and he gets it to Anthony Ezeakune. And that'll be a 15-yard completion to Ezeakune, who maybe would have been better off just going down as opposed to popping back up.
I don't know how Team Power pulled this off. This was supposed to be a screen to number 23, Josh Robinson, and somehow Team Power doesn't have any linemen downfield. Take the yards however you can.
Ezeakune played Division III college football out in California. Katie Humphries, empty backfield here. Humphries now over 200 yards passing on the night, 201. Quarterback keeper, Humphries. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Will Smith there was able to stop him.
Number 2, Katie Humphries, Ontario. On the stop, number 41, Will Smith.
You know, I don't want to look ahead, but I can't wait till that fourth quarter to see what happens with a series lead and when $10,000 is up for grabs.
I know it.
I think I'll get nervous.
Will you?
Not for myself, but for the play callers. It's not my call, it's your call.
That's right. I like the play action pass here with the 2 vertical routes. We know Team Power has thrown that very, very well tonight, and the tight end coming over the middle.
Robinson in the backfield. Brandon Cottom playing the fullback. Here is Humphries. Humphries now going to race towards the sideline. Was getting chased by Pierre Tucker. Humphries will get 1 yard. So 3rd down and 9 coming up.
So are we saying that this is now, right now the ball is not over the 50-yard line, Justin?
No, it looks to be at, well, it's right at the 50.
It says it's at the 50, but where it's spotted is just prior to the 50.
So you're saying take a sack?
Possibly.
Strategy comes in here. Remember, once you cross the 50, you have to go for it.
Right, there's no punt option.
Interesting dynamic.
They might have the right play call on here, though.
57% have selected this play. Oh. Flags.
Offside. Defense, number 93. Unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And now you don't have the option.
You
of
don't
a
have
punt.
the option. Now you're stuck. But you're much more manageable in your play calls that you have to try and make this work.
It's the 6th penalty against Team Grit. That clock, it's just bleeding right now.
Yep.
Under 5.5.
And Team Power is more than happy to allow that to happen.
Oh, yeah. Another flag. It's going to be a false start, so back it up 5 yards. However, they've already crossed the 50.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Ezeakune called for that.
2 step forward, 1 step back.
That's a big step back. 18.2 points. That's the lead right now for the quarter. Tarbear and Tot Grill Master are tied for the game lead at 142.2. Chaos McNasty is just hoping to milk the clock and take home $10,000. They trade penalties, but honestly, that one's more costly for Team Power. Humphries. Humphries, pressure, trying to get out. His helmet comes flying off, and he goes down. Aaron Tiller combining with Randy Allen for the sack, a loss of 10. That is huge.
Well, it is just so difficult to block this group of edge rushers for this team on defense, whether it's Toby Johnson, whether it's Randy Allen, number 50, Aaron Tiller, 55. They are everywhere. And keep in mind, there's no blitzing, there's no stunting. So these offensive linemen know where the linemen are going to line up and where they're coming off the ball.
And notice on that bundle, there were no run plays. There was no punt option. 3 pass plays on the bundle here for Team Power. As they're moving backwards now at their own 40, 4th and 19. A whistle has been blown. The official going over to the sideline. And you can see the explanation right there. They've crossed the 50.
Correct. They did cross the 50, and it doesn't matter what brought you back over it. You still have crossed the 50 in that series.
If Team Grit can stop them here, they'll have great field position. Humphreys being chased, and Humphreys will get shoved out of bounds at the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 4, but that's where Team Grit will take over at the 44 of Team Power.
And they can thank their defense, whether it's Toby Johnson, as I mentioned. Well, you know, these guys on defense have just been lights out. Randy Allen, Aaron Tiller, 55. Team Power cannot consistently block them, so even when they've got the play call that's designed to win versus that coverage, they can't execute the play.
And Luke's, I'm going to go back to 2 things that I think Merrill Hodge might be thinking about after this game if his team doesn't win. The missed field goal to close out the first half, and the missed interception opportunity by Eric Beasel
on the first series of the game.
Now, phenomenal starting field position here for Team Grit with 3:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter at the 43 of Team Power. Vadley on first down, hands off to Briante Dunn, and Dunn able to bounce off a couple defenders down to the 36, gets 7.
Matt Conroy on the tackle there defensively. Again, really good job by Team Grit up front. Not only getting a push off the ball, but maintaining their blocks, allowing Briante Dunn to have his pick of creases there between the tackles. And this is a great opportunity, not only because of the defensive play of Team Grit, but where you took over on this series. You have to capitalize in this moment because you don't get this many opportunities where you've got a chance to take over the ball in plus territory.
Vadley, 7-step drop. Vadley gets sacked. Willie Mays is there to bring him down. A loss of 6. Willie Mays has come up big.
Yeah, that's just a speed rusher off the edge there.
He runs
59.
like Mays and he hits like Mays.
That's right.
Third and 9 now at the 42. And remember, they cannot punt. This is 2-down territory.
Yep.
Dunn in the slot.
They've got a chance here if they block this correctly.
Vadley forced out of the pocket. It's stripped. Willie Mays strips him. Recovered by Cortell Jenkins. What a huge play by the Team Power defense.
Boy, Willie Mays, again, number 59, all over the place, just hustling. Decides to reroute, come back inside, and when you're an athletic, gifted quarterback and you take off and you run, and you don't secure the football, look at that ball hanging out there. You're asking for trouble. This is a really, really strong answer by Team Power. Now, what Team Power's got to do on offense, Justin, they got to come up with some way of blocking this team in red, because if they don't, they're not going to be able to cross the 50-yard line.
Willie Mays, a couple of sacks, a forced fumble, maybe the play of the game right there. 1:36 to go here in this 3rd quarter. After phenomenal starting field position for Team Grit, Power takes the ball away. On first down, Katie Humphreys fakes the pass, hands off to Taylor. Taylor up the middle. He'll get 5 yards. Tackled by Pierre Tucker.
I like that call too, just to slow him down a little bit. You know, get the draw play, get the action in there, allow those ends to do what they've done best and fly upfield, run right underneath them. That's a good early down call, you fans, kind of recognizing what the weakness is for Team Power up front.
You can say you play callers, you. It's okay.
You play callers, you rascals.
Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. You know, the fans here watching in attendance have a disadvantage playing the game because they don't get to hear you.
Yeah, they do. They're right below us.
Oh, that's true.
We're loud, Justin, all right? We resonate.
40 seconds to go. We were working on our voices before the game.
That's right. Unique New York. Unique New York.
41% have chosen to play not from New York, instead from Texas. Humphreys, it's incomplete. Tried to zip it in. Will Smith was there to knock it away. Saucy Tex in the lead right now, 26.3. With 24 seconds remaining. And 3rd and 5 coming up here in the quarter.
It's an interesting bundle that they called there. I wouldn't be surprised if you get the play action pass here as they tried to get to the tight end a few times. 88 for Team Power has been a go-to guy throughout the majority of this series of games, that is, throughout the entire season.
Humphreys going down the field again. Where's the flag? The jersey was being pulled. No flag. B.J. Bunn. C.J. Roberts there on the coverage, and that's a bit surprising.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a rip and tug going on there down the sideline. I think this ball was thrown a little early. I think Katie Humphreys, he's been under duress all night, but there's a jersey coming back. That's a definite pass interference call. But had this ball, you know, maybe just a little more patience, a little more air, he's going to break free from that, I think, run right under that football.
Usually the jersey doesn't come off the shoulder pads by itself.
That's true.
And guess what? 84% will select a punt. They'll move the ball down 40 yards.
That official did not make the call, Justin.
Needed to make the
that
call.
Was no call football.
Should be
right
penalized.
Take points away from that young man in the zebra outfit.
Despite the turnover, you know what's funny here is that Solomon Wilcots is now talking with the official, saying something about one of his guys. He should be thanking the official
yeah, no kidding,
for not
right?
throwing a flag. Now you play the field position game.
This is the first time we've seen Team Grit with Vadley's leadership struggle on offense throughout this season.
Vadley, little stop and go, and it's caught. Oh, no, they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say it touched the ground. Chris Hubert bobbled it as he rolled over, popped back up, and he caught it there. I want to see a replay of this when it hit the ground.
Well, I bet Vadley wishes he could have this one back. He straight-legged his left leg and underthrows the football, and that's a good call by the officials right there. That official made the call.
That would have been a 37-yard pickup.
If Vadley would have had his feet underneath him there, that's a touchdown because he hits him in stride, and the safety wouldn't have had the angle. Solomon Wilcots knows it, too.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 17. Khalid Abdullah coming back into the game. Vad Lee in the shotgun. Lee trying to dump it off. He does to Abdullah. And Abdullah got wrapped up right away after a pickup of 2. And that will be the end of this third quarter. 11-6. Team Power still leading Team Grits. 3rd and 8. That's how Team Grits will start from their own 19 when we come back.
Okay, go to the bottom, baby. You trying to catch everything on GoPro? Here you go, go, go! There you go, face mask. He got his helmet. He got his helmet.
Adidas, the official outfitter of Your Call Football, is here to create. They've done just that with the Adizero, the lightest cleat in football.
Well, Prevent Biometrics, you know, I had a chance to spend some time looking at the Prevent Biometrics system for monitoring head impact, and it's really impressive when you consider the technology now, the coaches and sports medicine professionals, and anyone else involved in athletic management. You've got to look into this system. Player safety is paramount right now, guys, in our game, in any game, especially head trauma. And I think when it comes to mouthpieces, there's just always this notion that the mouthpiece is there to protect your teeth, and it's not. It's there to prevent head injury and to prevent concussions. And this thing measures and gives you an accurate reading in real time for what the athlete is experiencing throughout contact.
And because you wear a mouth guard, well, and you love unique craft spirits and are of legal drinking age, well, then you have to
I never wore a mouth
visit
guard.
Sealbox.com, home of the exceptional Manifest distilling lineup and much more. Sealbox has curated an amazing collection of small batch spirits and wines from around the country. Use the promo code YCF and receive 20% off your initial order. And the third quarter cash prizes are presented by Prevent Biometrics, the official impact monitor provider of Your Call Football. Well, that third quarter turned out Saucy Tex took home $500, was dominant. Almost 4 points ahead of Joe Fez, Eagles fan. What? Tar Bear
There's the
is
tax
in
man.
the game leader. The tax man is back.
Jim W2.
How about the overall? Uh-oh, getting close. Chaos McNasty, Tot Grillmaster. Those two are battling it out. Thumper.
Isn't that Bambi's buddy? Thumper?
You're the movie guy.
I think it is.
Don't forget, send in your questions using the hashtag YCF Postgame on Twitter or Facebook. Third and 8 on their own 19. That's what Grit is facing. Clayton Wilson, his father's here in attendance in Jacksonville. Clayton is from Tabor, Iowa. All right, we've seen a couple of big plays defensively by Willie Mays for Team Power. If they can stop them here, they'll get the ball back after a punt. Yeah, that's right. I'm making the call for you already.
Look at you. Who's better than you?
I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe you? I don't know. Vad Lee hasn't been the Vad Lee we've seen in the previous 3 games so far in that third quarter. Here to open up the fourth. Lee moving out of the pocket. Vad Lee trying to run for that first down. And Vad Lee, he's going to be real close.
Really close.
Needed 8 yards.
They're going to give it to him.
Wow.
Well, and your teammates love to see that, because on any other down like this where you're trying to just make something happen, you're going to slide. This isn't a slide situation.
It's a first down for Vad Lee. They needed it right there. Again, he prides himself on being the closer for this Team Grit team.
Yeah, they've got to come up with some downfield plays. This Team Grit offense, outside of the first quarter and the long throw from Trenton Norville, they haven't been able to create any explosive plays to flip field position.
You don't count the punts as explosive plays?
No, and they're not even real punts.
I
fake
like them.
Punts.
I know there's no return.
Like fake Linwan Manuels.
11-6 with 10.5 to play. From their own 27. The handoff to Kendall Lawrence. And Lawrence, he gets 11 yards on first down.
Big play on the ground to their quickest, most explosive player in the run game. That's a really nice job at the point of attack by Team Grit's right side of the offensive line.
I think that play by Vadley on third down, that could be the one that gets him going.
It may be, and again, by lowering your shoulder, putting your Prevent Biometrics mouthpiece to good work.
I just get the sense that that kind of
going to lead to something.
Deflated the defense of Team Power. Lee, well, so much for that. Guess who it was? Willie Mays again there, and Lee had to go down. It's going to be a loss of 8.
Vogans LaRue, number 60, has just struggled all night long on the left side when he's been matched up one-on-one versus 59 Willie Mays. And again, some of the problems that we saw with Team Power not being able to block Team Grit, we're now seeing on the other side of the line of scrimmage now as well.
2nd down and 18 coming up here for Grit. Just trying to get some of those yards back to have a manageable 3rd down. But how about the night for Willie Mays? You want to talk about a player of the game?
Oh, man, big time.
Vadley again gets pressured, again goes down, and this time it's courtesy of Sidney Omame. A loss of 7 this time.
Well, this Team Power defensive front is just really getting into a groove, beating one-on-one blocks, playing with low pad level, good explosive get off. If it's not Mays, it's Omame, and they're alternating from the right side to the left side, putting pressure on Vadley in this Team Grit offense.
4 sacks in the game for Team Power.
And now this is one of those play calls where you're going to be forced to go down the field with it if you want to have any chance of considering going for it on 4th down.
With 7:45 to play, you got to think maybe they get one more opportunity on offense. Lee throws to his running back, Khalid Abdullah, and Abdullah, he's tackled at the 37. He gets 14 yards back.
Yeah, the clock's going to be running thin.
I got to think you got a punt
here. Yeah, the punt's the right move, and look at those scores for the quarter.
Wow. There's a tie atop the leaderboard for this quarter with 7 minutes to go.
Look at that.
5-way tie right now at 13.3.
Not Daddy Beaks.
Tarbear, that lead is closing 9/10 of a point over Andrew B. 14. Todd Grillmaster's in there. Todd Grillmaster.
Oh, what did I tell you?
Look at this. Todd Grillmaster and Thumper.
Who did I tell you was lingering coming out of halftime? He was loitering on a street corner of series leaders.
Chaos McNasty has fallen down. Oh, man, that's $10,000 at stake. $5,000 for second, $2,500 for third. That's for the 4-game series.
Todd Grillmaster's got himself a 2-inch thick ribeye. He's going 5 minutes on one side, 4 minutes on the second, and putting it on the plate.
6:54 to play. And Anthony Ezeakune is making his way onto the field here for Team Power.
How bad does Merrill Hodge want this game?
So badly. Robinson is the tailback. The handoff to Robinson. And Robinson gets stuffed at the line by Toby Johnson. 6'2", 290 out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Listen, I understand that Merrill's going to send in bundles that are going to lead you to keep the ball on the ground. But keep the ball on the ground in the middle of the field. And he gives 2 pass plays in this bundle, and I'm really surprised by this.
Silas Redd is in as the tailback. Surprised by it because an incomplete will stop the clock?
Well, that and the fact that you're going to have, it's only second down. You run the football, keep that clock going. You have the lead. You're going to have the punt in your playbook. Vadley and the Grit offense has done nothing in the third quarter.
Katie Humphries goes to the sideline, the back shoulder throw. Chuck Jacobs slipped, he went down, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock at 5:55, 3rd and 10 coming up.
Boy, if that ball could have just had a little more air on it for Katie Humphries and given Chuck Jacobs a chance to get back to the football. You see the token fake. Throw it with just a little more air, and you've got yourself a completion.
Yeah, but now tied for the lead for the quarter is Pool Boy. So that's just a good name.
Yeah, it is. You were once a pool boy, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, of course. 5:55 to play. 3rd and 10 here for Team Power, leading by 5. Trying to get their first win of this Your Call Football Season 2. Humphries throws, and that's caught by Jacobs. He wasn't ready for it. Somehow just stuck out his hands, and it found his hands.
Wow.
16-yard completion to Jacobs.
That was a frozen rope, too. And I was worried because by throwing that ball on second down, you throw the incompletion, you stop the clock. It was critical for Team Power to move the chains right there off of the second down call that was made.
I mean, that was like an outfielder in baseball looking into the sun and just putting out his hand in the glove, and it finds the glove. Chuck Jacobs, 4 catches, 142 yards on the night.
And you want to run the football here. You want to stay in bounds. Keep the ball between the numbers if you're running the football here.
Under 5 minutes to play here in this ball game. Silas Redd. Silas Redd, he'll get 2 yards. Stays inbounds. And if you're Team Grit, if you get a stop here of no yards, you got to think about maybe calling a timeout.
Yeah, there's no question. And if I'm Team Power, do not even put a pass play in the bundle. Okay, put 2 of them in there.
But take the run play.
Jeez Louise.
Maybe that is Merrill Hodge's way of saying, you know what, I want you to choose the one run play.
Exactly. Trust me, he's not tricking you. You want to put the game, you want to put the pressure of the game on Team Grit. You want them to figure out when they have to call a timeout.
Waiting for the play to come up. Let's see if the fans all go with the run play. %. The clock is under 4. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Team Grit, and that is incredibly costly. The defense was confused.
First charge timeout, second half.
All that time came off the clock. So now you call a timeout at 3:44, and if you get the stop here, you have to call another timeout.
Yeah, listen, I think they would have been, first of all, by not calling timeout right there, Team Power might have got to delay a game. They were taking a long time to snap that ball.
In and out on the other guys, okay? And then
I know, listen, you got all you got all stops, or you got all slants, or we're gonna have bunch right 32 draw. Okay. All right. Second down. Second down. Second down.
This man, is this supposed to be cover 2, right?
No, man. It'll be man.
Hey.
All right, so again, 2 pass plays in a run play.
See, I don't like the pass plays here because if they're going to be in cover 1, they're going to be pressing across the board. And neither team has proven that they can regularly and consistently get off of press coverage, which means it's tight windows for the quarterback, which may mean incompletions and stopping the clock. I would run the football here. Even if I receive negative yardage, the clock runs.
It is a handoff. The handoff to Silas Redd. In red, it looks like he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but he stays in bounds, which was the most important part right there for Silas Redd.
Whoa.
And you got to call timeout, don't you, here for Team Grit?
They better call timeout here. They're holding on to it right now. Very, very close to that ball carrier's momentum taking him out of bounds, and that could have been deadly.
A look at the leaderboards as we have about 3 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. 4/10 of a point lead between first and second. Todd Grillmaster, a convincing lead here for the game.
See?
And he has the lead for the overall series. Think about this. It could be a $15,000 quarter.
Chaos McNasty went from number 1 to outside of the top 5.
Todd Grillmaster was 3rd place last year. Last year
he was 3rd. Oh, man, he's getting after it.
2:30 to play. That play clock is winding down under 10. Humphreys will throw to his running back, Levance Taylor, who goes out of bounds. It is a first down, though. He goes out of bounds at the 48 of Team Grit, and with 2:20 to go, 11-yard completion. I think they just iced it.
They did just ice it. Thank goodness they get the first down. This is a really well-thrown football, nice and easy. And again, one of the few times tonight we've seen a clean pocket. Will Smith isolated on a back. That's a linebacker versus Levance Taylor, and that's a mismatch. We've talked about that all night.
2 minutes to go. 2 run plays in there. Merrill Hodge is trying to get his first win of this season for Team Power. A gutsy play call there, too.
I'd have quarterback sneak in all 3 plays in every bundle, and I'd run it 4 plays in a row.
There looked to be a false start. It is a false start here against Team Power.
False start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that's not the worst thing in the world because all that time came off the clock.
I know, but it still stops it. Clock management is critical.
Your call football. Special thanks to our spotter, Bill Garrity, and our statistician, Ed Sfida, up here in the booth.
Who carry you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd be lost.
Mumbling aimlessly.
1:33 to play. 51% want this run. It's Silas Redd. And Redd will get tackled after a pickup of 1.
Called again. And then again. Remember, you've crossed the 50-yard line. The penalty took you back, but there is no punt option.
There's 1 run, and that I truly believe is Merrill Hodge's way of saying that's the one I want.
I hope so.
It's 2nd down and 14. Under a minute to play. And you want to take that play clock down.
They need to do an awful lot of lollygagging here. Do you know what lollygaggers do, Justin?
It's what you do all the time.
They lollygag.
Yep, 62% have chosen the run.
Still got 12 seconds. Let it go. Take it easy here, Katie.
Katie Humphrey snaps it with 3. The handoff to Red. And Red gets back to the 50. And now a timeout is taken by Team Grit.
30-second timeout.
So Tot Grillmaster has a 1 point advantage here for the game. $5,000 for the game, $2,500 for second, $1,000 for third.
There he is, flipping smoked ribs.
There it is. Series leader Tot Grillmaster is so close to getting $15,000.
Bambi's pals in second place.
$19 seconds left in this one. $15,000 at stake for
awesome.
Tot Grillmaster.
How great is
that?
that?
Gosh.
But here's the thing. There's no punt option here. So if they don't get 2 yards here, I mean, I understand there's not a lot of time left, but at least you put Team Grit in a position to make the throw to the end zone.
No, if you keep it on the ground, there are no timeouts remaining. The clock's going to expire.
I'm not counting out any. I'm not counting on any of that though.
It's 3rd and 12. You're just going to run.
Oh, 2. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Game's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Team Power will get the win, barring some ridiculous disaster
or some
on a
botched
fumble.
Snap here. Yeah.
There's the handoff to Red. I just go down. Red goes down. He'll get a couple yards. And that will be the ball game. So Merrill Hodge, he's going to get that win that he wanted so desperately. And we're going to wait to see the final scores that come on in. So Team Power gets the victory here in the final game of this 4-game series. We are joined now by the winning coach down on the field, Merrill Hodge. Merrill, you wanted this one really, really badly. You got it.
Yeah, you know what? All our wide receivers were hurt, but 2, and they played their tails off, and we were gonna go for it. We did a lot of go routes today, and you know, Katie did a heck of a job making some big throws. Our defense got turnovers finally too, so the combination, teams win.
How about the effort of your defense, particularly in the latter part of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter? Willie Mays just coming alive for you up front and completely just stunting the Team Grit offense.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, he's a man possessed. I mean, our defense, actually, the entire series, they've played consistent. They've been awesome. We've just failed to compliment them. Tonight we complimented them, and when we needed it, they not only got sacks, they got the turnovers.
Yeah.
They've been this close for 3 games, and it finally paid off.
All right, Merrill, be honest with us. How much of a relief is it to get this win so Solomon can't brag for the whole season?
Solomon and I play golf all the time. You know how long this golf season would have been? long season, man. They did a good job. Grit was great. I mean, listen, credit to all the players. I mean, because I say this all the time. A coach has all the power but no control. And these players played their tails off on both sides.
By the way, just to let you know, I believe the official score of Fan just took home $15,000 by winning this game and the series win just tonight.
That's big time, man. That's what this game, that makes this league and this game special.
It does indeed.
Good job,
Merrill,
fans.
thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
So Merrill Hodge gets the win here tonight to go to 1-3 here in the series. And our post-game wrap is presented by Manifest Distilling, the post-game gathering spot of your call football. The look at the touchdown. This was the move. Katie Humphries back of the end zone, able to find B.J. Bunn on the great adjustment.
And that was the difference, Justin, for Team Power's performance on offense tonight versus the first 3 weeks. They made big plays vertically downfield in the passing game that put them in scoring position. The previous 3 weeks, they could never get themselves in consistent scoring position.
Yeah, all those shots down the sideline to Chuck Jacobs proved to be, I mean, the game changers for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Put them in position to have better options in terms of play calling as well as the kicking game too.
Justin Kutcher alongside Tom Luginbill up here, wrapping up game number 4 of season number 2 of Your Call Football. And this game, it looked like it was going to be a shootout. Instead, at the end, it was a defensive struggle. And we welcome in Solomon Wilcots. Solomon, I don't know how to say this, but you lost a game.
I know. And it just proves that the players are the ones that go out and get it done. The fans, I thought the fans put us in a good situation to make some plays. We didn't protect Vant Lee in the second half the way that we had in the previous 3 games. He didn't get out of the pocket to extend plays. And, you know, just before halftime, we felt we were getting some rhythm. I thought Trenton Norville did a really wonderful, good job tonight. We had that turnover just before halftime. Then we had to hit the reset button, and we couldn't really generate any offense in the second half. We got the stops we needed on defense, but we couldn't get any points on the board.
No, how bad did the second quarter, I believe, for Team Grit, you never had the football. You never had a chance on offense. How much did that take you out of rhythm in terms of your overall team productivity?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, we wanted to play some guys in our secondary who we just hadn't had a chance to play. We wanted to give them opportunities. That's what Your Call Football is all about, trying to develop players. But we always say there's 2 areas that get you beat really quick, the quarterback position and in the secondary.
Yeah.
We let them throw the ball over our heads, and we can't do that, something we hadn't done previously. We did a good job down the red zone because we only gave up the 1 touchdown and the 2-point conversion, but we can't let them get down there. So I give our defense a lot of credit. We didn't give them much of anything in the second half. And I thought we really played good down inside the red zone. So you got to give Team Power a lot of credit. We knew they wanted this game, and we were going to have to take their best shot. And you can see they came away with the win tonight.
Well, Merrill Hodge said that you won't be able to talk as much trash now as you guys play golf during the offseason, but you're 3-1, your first year as a head coach in Your Call Football. Congratulations. Thanks so much, Solomon.
And you know what? I wouldn't be here without Merrill Hodge. A lot of us, we owe him a lot. He's a great man. He's a great leader. And so we congratulate him on the win tonight. We'll come back and do it again in our next series, and it's only going to get better.
You're still 3-1.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Solomon.
Okay. All right.
Solomon Wilcots finishes 3-1. The quarter winners. There we have it. I can say that one. That's Obi-Wan 233 who's getting second place. So the game 4 winner is Tot Grill Master. That's $5,000 payout. Andrew B. 14 gets $2,500, and a tie with Tarbear and Thumper. They will split the $1,000. So my math again, without Ed Svida's help, is that's $500 per person. But now we go to this, the overall series winner, Tot Grill Master.
I told you.
$10,000 for Tot Grill Master. Thumper, Bambi's friend, moved up to second to get $5,000, and B-Tops 41 will get $2,500. In addition to the $5,000 cash prize, game winners, following verification, they will receive a $150 credit at sealbox.com, your one-stop shop for America's best craft spirit offerings. So now we can come on camera and welcome in the president of Your Call Football, Julie Maringer. And Julie, congratulations on a phenomenally successful season 2. But tonight, Tot Grill Master just took home $15,000. What does that mean for you as a president, knowing what just happened?
I mean, I'm so happy that the fans came back and they enjoyed it and they were engaged. And for him to bump up the leaderboard, and at the literally 11th hour, the guy just comes up to the top. And as you know, you've interviewed him. He's a great guy. Couldn't be happier. And that's what this is about. This is about letting the fans call the plays and let them compete like they can in fantasy and win.
Yeah,
win big.
Yeah, and with the fan interaction and with it being a live contest, there's nothing else like it. So where can this application go? What's the next evolution of this technology as it relates to the game of any sport?
Yeah, so all of our fans out there who have engaged with us for this series, you know, stay watching us on social and everything. We have a lot of opportunities at our doorstep right now for the Your Call technology to be applied to other sports, whether it's other football properties or entertainment and other sports properties out there. So we're very busy kind of closing up this series and going out there. We have a lot of things lined up, so make sure you're watching us on social so you can be the first to know when Your Call, not just football, but Your Call something else, is knocking on your doors to let fans control a live game.
Julie, what are you most proud about from season 1 to season 2? Because we spoke to you in the first game of this series, and then how it evolved throughout. What are you most proud about?
I mean, I would say I'm most proud about the people that we've brought into this to make this an unbelievable operation. You know, starting with you two, these two, for you fans out there listening to them, they've been great. The crew behind the scenes, these players behind me, and these coaches, to my folks who are running the tech in my tech room. Like, I'm probably the most proud about the assembly of this organization, because what you fans just got to experience is something that takes an unbelievable team, and the team we have here is phenomenal, and I think that's why the fans had a great time as well. And I'm most proud of that.
We thank you, because it has been a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
And we can't wait to see what comes up next for Your Call, fill in the blank. But she is the president of Your Call Football, Julie Mehringer. Thank you for joining us. By the way, guys, we thought we were having fun, and Tot Grill Master was having fun, winning $15,000. This just happened moments ago as we were on the air. Levance Taylor proposed to his girlfriend, Tiffany Lee.
And she said yes.
And she said yes.
Well, she's got a camera on her.
Not a bad way to close out Series 2, season number 2, and Your Call Football. Team Power, they win the final game here by the score of 11-6. But this is what you care about at home. The leaderboard for the quarters, $500 for the winner, $400 for second. Third place gets $300. For the game winners, $5,000 for first place, $2,500 for second. A tie for third, they'll split $1,000. And then this one, the big one, this series, it is $10,000 for Tot Grill Master. Thumper gets $5,000 and beat tops 41. Will take home $2,500. That's what you get for playing Your Call Football. For Tom Luginbill and the rest of us here with Your Call Football, I'm Justin Kutcher saying thank you so much for playing along. Nice job making the call.